Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What do you mean by primary occupation? That is primary knock. What do you mean by it? Why do you need it? And how does it work? And also in this video, I'm going to talk about claiming your work experience under multiple knocks, and also what is the time limit for your occupation and your work experience. Okay, so let's start the video. That primary occupation is basically a knock code that you choose which best identifies your work experience. And ideally, now coming to the why you need a primary occupation, because this is what your Canadian immigration process will be based on that primary knock. So, for example, if your primary knock is something like 0124, and this primary knock has not been in demand for Ontario, for example, or for Saskatchewan, and you want to apply to these PNP programs, then what you do is your express entry profile will not highlight your primary knock because you did not select it as a primary knock, right? So that is why primary knock is crucial for your PNP application and for your FSW application, because obviously you cannot have one specific knock for your express entry profile and then another specific knock for a PNP profile. Your primary knock has to be depicted same in the express entry profile and on the EOI that you create for any province. Okay, so that is the main crucial point behind choosing the right primary knock that suits your profile. Okay, now the eligibility for this primary knock is that this experience needs to be for a continuous full year. Like if your experience was 6 months in 0124, then for the next 6 months you worked in 0621, then after 6 months you came back to 0124, and then after 6 months you started working in some other knock. I mean, it's a it's a crazy scenario, but you never know. It could be true to your case. So the primary knock has to be for one full year continuous experience. If it is not continuous 1 year, then you cannot claim it as your primary knock. Okay, now the question that I stated in the start of this video, that can you claim work experience under multiple knocks? So for express entry basically, and Ontario PNP and Alberta PNP, you can claim your work experience under multiple knocks, because these PNP programs and obviously the FSW program is related to your CRS. So when you claim your work experience for 3 years, where your primary knock was for 1 year, and then 2 years experience was in some other knocks, and those experience don't need to be continuous either. They need to be within the recent decade, but your primary knock has to be continuous. Okay, so you can claim your work experience under multiple knocks to fit that profile of 3+ years, so that your CRS increases when you insert your 3 years work experience in your express entry profile. Then obviously your CRS will increase. Okay, so you can claim work experience under multiple knocks. But for Saskatchewan PNP and for maybe some other PNP programs that I don't know of, but Saskatchewan needs your occupation to be under one knock. So you cannot apply this multiple knock thingy on every program. Okay, for FSW, the federal skilled worker program, it is applicable on that program, and obviously for Ontario Human Capital Priority Stream PNP program, but not for Saskatchewan. Okay, so you can claim work experience under multiple knocks. Now the next question, what about the work experience, if you had any, during your early years of education that was more than 10 years ago? So the answer is simple. The CIC website states it clearly. You cannot claim that work experience. If it was in the 11th year or 12th year, then you cannot claim it, because it needs to be in the recent 10 years. Okay, so I hope I made myself clear. If you think this video added value to your Canadian immigration process, then consider subscribing to the channel and also hit that like button down below. This is Ali Iftikhar, and I wish you all the best.